Is radio really cost effective?
Well, Ted Bates every year does an annual study on the cost effectiveness of radio versus other major media. And it's the most cost effective of all the major media: television, newspaper, magazine, direct mail. Radio's costs have risen least of all the major media.
That's very interesting. You know, I go back to the days when coming home from school I would want to listen to Jack Armstrong or Terry and the Pirates or Saturday Morning, Let's Pretend. Is drama ever going to come back to radio?
Well, I think some of that's already happening. You know, sound effects are in use to a great extent in radio, and it lets the listener's mind participate. And I think that probably you can make an imprint with sound to a much greater extent than you can with video. A good illustration of that is that the book is always better than the movie.
Right.
Invariably, you're disappointed at seeing a movie after you've read the book because your mind has had a chance to participate. With radio's greater fragmentation, you're starting to see specialized programming spring up now that's directed strictly at children. And I think dramatic programming, as radio becomes more and more specialized, will be a part of that future.
I'm glad to hear that. Mike, what effect, if any, has music video had on radio, or will it have, do you think?
Well, interestingly, I think music television has had a great impact on creating the awareness and excitement for the so-called contemporary music stations. And in fact, those stations have enjoyed some enormous growth around the country in the last couple of years. MTV has not impacted the time spent with radio as a daily medium. Much like the CB craze or the cassette tape craze that we went through that people thought would have some impact on radio, circulation figures are still at an all-time high, and better than 98% of all America listens to radio every week.
That's interesting. How about musical categories? I mean, how do you categorize music stations, radio stations?
Well, that's becoming more diverse too, Bob. In fact, I suspect that it won't be too long. If you like to hear Welsh mining songs, they'll be available to you on some radio station. But country music has become more specialized. Certainly contemporary music has become much more fragmented now. And there are as many delineations for a variety of music types as you could possibly imagine. And we see that being furthered as time goes by and as radio marketplaces become more and more specialized in the particular consumer groups they're trying to target.
Mike, thank you very much for being a guest on Inside Advertising. Very good interview. Thank you.